All right, Taurus, welcome in. Let's see what's going on for you guys. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what wants to happen. Um, some of the other readings were a little bit intense. I feel like you are going to have a better time of it this Pisces full moon and the Virgo new moon. They're trining you and they are sextiling you, and that's very nice flowing energy. So if there is an ending, it feels, not so fraught. Okay. So if you are going through an ending, I feel like it will be a lot smoother than maybe some of your mutable sign neighbors. Gemini, Sag, Pisces, Virgo. Because Pisces, Virgo, we have North Node and South Node, North Node and Pisces, South Node and Virgo. And the South Node in an Earth sign, you are an Earth sign. There's something here about letting go of the past. All right, so let's just take a look. We also have the new moon at 29 degrees of Virgo later in the month. So there's definitely something here. It depends on where Virgo falls in your chart, but it is this energy of I need to let go of the way I've been doing things, or I need to let go of the way I have been organizing things, right? Virgo is about systems. So maybe a system needs to go in the house that Virgo is in your birth chart, right? If you don't know how to do that, you can jump onto my astrology group on Thursdays. Magic underneath, knowledge, transmute. Ooh, jealousy. What in the world? I feel like that's wasted energy. I feel like some of you are learning something in order to balance the scales or trying to bring balance to a situation. I'm going to clarify what that jealousy card is though, okay? So this definitely says to me, well, just let me say one more thing about your astrology. We'll talk more about it in the extended, but Uranus is going into retrograde this month, early this month in September. It's been in Gemini. It's in Gemini and it's going to come back into Taurus later this year. So not this month, later this year. So there might be some kind of sudden ending or sudden wrap up or sudden closure, because Uranus is sudden. All right. And Taurus, the old structures that have made you feel so safe and secure, you might see them as like, hey, this needs to change. All right. Just like, hey, we're going to just upend, we're just going to really fix this. It might have been patched together. You might have already seen that this year. They're like, ooh, this is something that needs to go, but I don't know exactly how. And then it kind of disappeared, right? So this might reappear later in the year. 6 of Cups, the Judgment card, the 4 of Cups, the Awakening card. Wow. 3 of Wands. And then we have this Knight of Cups coming along, bringing in something new. So I feel like something started earlier this year and it's going to come back around. I just get the sense that like maybe you have been working hard on your own spiritual awakening. Maybe you've been expecting some kind of big aha moments that haven't happened. You're like, I've been meditating all year and nothing happens. And it's kind of like meditation goes, yep, that's right. It's not about the results. It's about the practice of it. And so, Taurus, you might really be working with a goal in mind, but the actual practice of it, what's right in front of you, is really what you need to embrace or grasp or get that awareness going, that the practice of it is the important part. 2 of Swords, the Sun, the Death card, major transformation coming. 10 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. I've got Leo. Also, King of Swords, Aquarian energy, Page of Wands, some kind of inspiration. I like this. Chariot, there's Cancer. So some kind of inspiration is coming in where you thought there was an ending. It's sort of like, Now, this is so funny because I just did the Gemini reading and Gemini was resisting some kind of ending. And then once you go through the portal of it, you see that the other side of it's awesome. But it's not until you go through the portal, right? Gemini is like resisting. For you, this feels a little bit easier. This time period feels easier to me. That, yeah, even though there's a major transition, like you've been either preparing for it for a long time, or it's just like it's not just that you knew it was coming. It's that you're all right with it. You're kind of good with it. You're like, yep, this is exactly, maybe the person that you're dealing with isn't so good with it. And so they're resisting it pretty hard. 10 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. This person could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This person's resisting pretty hard. Okay, so I don't see you resisting. The Hierophant. There's Taurus, right? 7 of Swords, the Justice card, Libra, and the Tower. Ace of Pentacles. This is going to right a wrong, a long-term wrong, Taurus. There's probably some legal action for some of you. It's going to right some kind of wrong, some kind of lie that this whole relationship was built on. This, and I don't mean like I lied to you to get you into marriage. It means that I created a persona of myself that really isn't who I'm becoming on this planet. And within this relationship, it got so constricted or so tightened up, like the ties that bind. This could be a job that like I stepped into and I've become like so reliant on it, or it's become so reliant on me, or both, that I can't really leave, or the whole thing collapses. But I did that based on an old understanding of who I am. This original kind of identity of being a rescuer, of being a caretaker, of being, this is not really who I am. It's not really who I'm becoming. And you have just you feel a lot of responsibility to this. So you kind of stuck it out. But what is this jealousy thing? It can be you that wants a new start or wants a fresh start, but you can't see how that happens without everything collapsing, correct? So the jealousy card, 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Ace of Cups. So I feel like you see the patterns that have got you here. I feel like this is a little bit about like, why does everybody else get to change except me? Why do I have to stay here and continue to handle this situation? Well, I got myself into this and I'm going to be the one that gets myself out of it. Now, there is some kind of opportunity here that you see very clearly that is going to bring you forward. And it's almost like you might want to let something happen so that change can take place. Like, that 2 people are going to collide at a party. And, like maybe this is your future person and this is your past person, and they're going to collide at a party, and it's going to give you some opportunity to kind of get out. For others of you, this is about maybe a client that is showing increasing signs of wanting different things from you. And if you stop doing what you were doing, then everybody else is going to have a problem. But if you go toward what you want to do, then you're going to have a great opportunity. But it's kind of like there's a codependency here, this 10 of Wands, that says I have to worry about what everybody else is doing in order for me to be happy. I can't just go for what I want. If I go for what I want and everybody else kind of falls down the well, then I won't be happy. And I want to understand where you started to believe that you were responsible for everybody else. Everybody else's choices, everybody else's emotions about what you're doing. Why are you responsible? You are not. You're not responsible for other people's feelings. You're responsible for you. Hey, I'm growing in a different direction than this job is. Oh, no, 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 you can't leave, then everything will collapse. Well, maybe we can have a conversation about how that might not happen, but honestly, like, kind of your job. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. And Taurus, I just feel like you have I see the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, this Death card, that you're really becoming who you are. And you have spent so much time worrying about the fallout with other people. I feel like you're jealous of other people who do get to break away because you felt like you've never been able to. But that, my friend, is stopping. It's changing right now, this awakening. The Hermit, Virgo energy, there's the Empress, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Pentacles. You're going toward a future that you want, not one that somebody else. It's almost like like not death by a thousand paper cuts, but like you said yes to something a long time ago, and over the course of time, maybe 30, 40 years, that yes has been tweaked and manipulated, and screws have tightened. And this comes from a mindset, and I feel like this is one of the things you're learning most about yourself right now, Taurus, is that if you have a fixed mindset, like when you meet a person, let's say you meet a person and that's who they are forever and ever, amen, right? You meet someone when they're 15 years old and they're kind of a pain in the ass, and you treat them like that their whole life. Eventually that's going to blow up in your face because people grow and change. But if there's a mindset, Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands, if there's a mindset that says, I'm building my whole life based on, I need some kind of foundation that says things don't change. Very fixed energy, Taurus energy, fixed earth energy, that says that things don't change so I can build. What I feel like you're learning is that you might be learning this from Virgo, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Virgo is also a mutable sign. So it's an earth sign, but very different from you in that it can make change. It can, not that you can't, but in this instance, it's becoming very loud that maybe something in the past that you said yes to, you've held yourself to such a high degree of accountability that you haven't let yourself grow or change with that yes. And you haven't grown or changed that. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you said yes to a commitment and you have tried to stay the same this entire time so that you can be the foundation for that commitment. And that's just not realistic. And that's what you're learning here, that you created some kind of stagnation. And the awakening kind of blows that apart, right? It shows you that there's more out there for you. It shows you that, to say you built your life on some kind of lie is very rough and not really even accurate. Okay. Something that was true at one point can transform over time. And that's the lesson here, because I feel there's so much, the jealousy happens that comes up in you when you see other people going, oh, I'm going to make change in my life. And you're like, nope, I can't, because I'm the foundation of everything here. So I see that changing. I see Aquarius here. I see that energy shifting. I see that you becoming inspired. I see you start, maybe you're doing some more spiritual growth. And it moves the whole shooting match. Okay, so let's see where you're going, Taurus. We do, like I said, we're going to have Uranus coming back into your sign, but not until later this year. So this can be in preparation for some kind of major spiritual awakening. Slowly I turn, inch by inch. Okay, so link is below. If you want to continue on with me, Taurus, I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.